This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, probably could have ended that one about 15 minutes earlier than we did if Nick Hernandez didn't decide to go ahead and not have a good ninth inning. But you know what? It doesn't matter because the Astros had a huge lead, and they flexed their muscles for a second consecutive night, and they absolutely crushed the Oakland Athletics once again, this time by a final of 11-4, as the Astros poured on with 20 hits in the baseball game. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Framber. I thought pitching through his not best stuff tonight, pitching really well. And can this trend that we're seeing from the Astros continue? And how much of it is it aided by the fact that this is a ballpark there in Sacramento that has, well, bred a lot of offense this season for whoever is playing there. Hello and welcome tonight to the Locked On Astros Postcast. I'm your host, Michael Connor. Thank you for stopping by and joining us. Tonight's episode brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at Monarch Money for 50% off your first year. All right, what are you walking away from this one talking about? I bet you can guess.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The bat's going absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And they didn't start to go crazy until this.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I promise I don't have any more things to hit for a while. But tonight, you go ahead and you look to that sixth inning where the Astros put up a 7 spot. Now, you know, they got a couple of runs off Severino earlier. They got him out of the game after the 5th. The blueprint to beating the Athletics this season's it on paper, when you talk about it, it's pretty simple. Get to their bullpen as quickly as you can. When you get to that bullpen as quickly as you can, you're going to put up numbers at some point. Their bullpen this year has been absolutely atrocious. And that was the case again tonight for the Astros. Their bullpen was atrocious. The Astros, on top of that, executed, had to go out there and hit. And they pound out 20 hits in the baseball game. Part of me wanted to come on here and go, you know, they just didn't get enough extra base hits. You know, they had, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5 of the 20 hits were for extra bases. But you know what? I'm not complaining about a 20-hit night. Why would you? It's 20 hits. The at-bat quality has been really good the last few nights. Discipline's been good. Pitch selection has been good. I mean, I don't think that there's really anything to complain about. You just kind of go up and down the line tonight and look at it. I mean, Jeremy Pena finally gets out of his little funk that he was in. He pops off 3 hits, drives in a couple. Of course, one of them's a lucky little. That's what happens. Look, when you're not going well, you have a little bloop. Falls in. Then things go back in your direction. About the only guy that really didn't get in on the parade in terms of the starters was Isaac Paredes. But Altuve, another 3-hit night for him. 3-run jack in that 6th. Yainer Diaz has a couple of hits. I mean, look, even Christian Walker had a hit. That's impressive. Can't believe it. He's not good. He also had a terrible 2 errors over at first base for a guy that's, you know, the elite of the elite glove-wise. That was not elite. Victor Caratini, great night for him. That 3-run jack as well. 2 3-run jacks in the 6th inning as part of your turning point. Birthday boy Jake Myers, 3 for 5. Drives in a run there late with a double. He's 29 today, I believe, having the best year of his career now, hitting 300 on the season. Oh, I skipped right past Cam Smith. My bad, Cam. Another 3-hit night for him, 3 for 4 after the 4-hit night last night. And then Dubon down there at the bottom. He's enjoying playing back in a place, in a city that he spent some time in his life there in Sacramento. 2 for 5 tonight, hitting another home run for the second consecutive night in front of family and friends there in Sacramento. The Astros, look, if they can bottle this up, and I've talked about it a lot, you know, they've got this portion of the schedule that, you know, playing the Athletics is a series that you feel like you should do pretty well in. It's going to be interesting to see what they get this weekend in Anaheim, excuse me. It's the Los Angeles Angels, but they're in Anaheim. It's going to be interesting to see. They're playing good baseball. They've been beating the Yankees the last few days. But they're hot right now. And then, of course, next week, you're going to have the Phillies and Cubs in town, which are going to be tough series at home. But look, if this team kind of rides this momentum that they're playing with right now, if they can continue this quality of at bat and the kind of results that they are getting, they're going to beat anybody. I mean, look, this team is now 43-31. Think about a few weeks ago when we were sitting here doing this show. I just need to pull up where they were. Beginning of this season, the beginning of this month of June in terms of record, because we had a lot of nights where come on, same old thing. Nah. I even said it multiple times. Like, I wasn't having fun watching this baseball team early in the season. They were 32-27 after the first game of the month. But you go back to, middle of May, they were hovering around 500. They basically, you look at them from the beginning of May, they were like a game over 500 or at 500 basically that entire month until the end. And that was after the month of April where they started off kind of like that. I mean, they've hovered around 500 the whole time. And now all of a sudden you look up, you blink that eye, and you go, oh my goodness, what has happened here? This team is rolling. I mean, teams are going to change in the division here in the next few weeks before the deadline. But, I mean, they're putting themselves out in front right now. They have a 5.5 game lead in the West now. Mariners lost again today to the Red Sox. 5.5 game lead over Seattle. 6.5 over the Angels. I'll mention them just for the heck of it, but they're not a threat. The Rangers are 7 back. The West isn't great. But what do good teams do against teams that aren't great? You beat them. You go out there and you beat them. Now, this might not be the most consistent team that we've watched that the Astros have had. There's going to be more nights, I think, more often than not, that you're going to come into these shows ticked off with what has happened on the field or just not enjoying the fact that, they struggle at times offensively like they do. Well, we can't argue results, right? 43-31 now. 12 games over. Building that gap. You hope it doesn't come crashing back down when you play some really good teams next week. But there is one, you look at what the Astros have done this season against good baseball teams. They've got a winning record against teams 500 or better. They're 22-19. That's a better record than the Yankees have against teams with 500 or better record. It's a half game worse than Detroit, who's been the best team in the American League this year. The Astros are tied for the most wins this season in baseball against teams with a 500 record or better. With the Yankees, Detroit, like I mentioned, or excuse me, no, I missed one. I'm sorry, they're tied for second. The Angels somehow, 24-21. They've got the most wins, total of wins, and the Astros are right there with the elite of the elite. The Dodgers as well have 22 wins against teams with a record of 500 or better. I'm not too worried, to be honest with you, how they're going to fare against better teams. I think they're doing what they're supposed to do as a good ball club right now. They're beating teams they're supposed to beat, and they're hammering them. They've gone out there to Sacramento, and they've crushed, and they're starting to get it together a little bit on the road. The home and road discrepancies with this team this season are odd, to say the least. It's baseball. You have years where they're good. You have years where they're bad. They're getting results right now on the road, and hopefully they can bottle that together and keep getting results on the road when they get back out there, when they continue this trip, and then the next time that they're back out on the road, which after that homestand is trip to Denver to play the Rockies and Los Angeles to play the Dodgers. That'll be interesting as well. Fromber grinded tonight. It was a good grind. We'll also talk about, can they finish this off tomorrow? That's next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Have you ever taken a look at that bank account and gone, oh, man, where's all my money? Yeah, we've all done it. It absolutely is true. Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track the spending, and even plan long-term goals. Managing your money with your partner now smoother than ever. You can track your shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Before we return to our discussion on the Astros crushing the Athletics once again tonight, let's talk about coffee, right? Look, it's as we're doing this show live, it's 12:07 in the morning. A lot of you got to get up early tomorrow. Guess what you need? A little caffeine in your life, a little coffee in your life. Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual, a lifeline, the thing that gets you from, half asleep to fully functioning like you will be in a few hours. And if that's essential, why settle for anything less than amazing? That's where Trade Coffee comes in. Trade Coffee is the #1 coffee destination in the U.S., delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-over purist, they've got a roast you'll absolutely love. The coffee, absolutely fresh, smells amazing, and honestly, it's going to ruin grocery store coffee for you. And, that's a good thing. You're going to love it every single time. And look, if the first match isn't perfect, Trade will replace it for free until they get it just right. Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers 50% off your 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. That's TRADE.com/LockedOnMLB for 50% off your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/LockedOnMLB. I got to tell you, I said it last night. I'm going to say it again tonight. It is a lot more enjoyable to come in here and do these shows and the Astros win and do it easily. The only complaint I would have is that it went a little bit faster. It's 12:09 in the morning. This old man is going to have a rough time with things. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a warning. Tomorrow night, we will not have a show because I have a super early morning on Friday. Over the next couple of days, if you enjoy my work, I will actually be going back to a place where I used to work for fill-in work for the next couple of days over at ESPN 97.5. I'll be on tomorrow 12 to 3 and then Friday from 7 to 10. Don't worry. Those of you wondering that have listened to me forever, I'm not going back to radio. They just asked me to come fill in. So I had the ability to do it, and I'm going to go back and do it. First time back on the radio since 2024, February 2024. Like I said, I'm not going back to the radio career, but you got time? Why not? So we're going to do it tomorrow. I'll be hanging out with Joe George, who does the Locked On Chicago stuff when it comes to Postcast, Cubs, Bears, Bulls, all that. So looking forward to hanging out with him. And we'll be talking plenty of Astros baseball there as well. The Astros tonight, 20 hits across their innings, which is fantastic. It's sweet when they do that, and it's sweet when Framber Valdez goes out there and does his thing. Framber Valdez tonight gets another win, 8-4 on the season now, 3.09 ERA, 6 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks. He did not have his best command tonight, but what do the best of the best do when they don't have their best stuff? They grind. They get through it, and that is what Framber did tonight. I really, really enjoyed watching his game. I enjoy watching pitchers, of course, more than anything else when they're dominating and doing their thing and pitching to their best capabilities. But I will say this, that I really do enjoy watching the elite of the elite not have their best stuff and find a way to have a great start. I mean, 5 walks is not a great start, but he had no command of his curveball at all tonight. And, Sacramento is 100 degrees today. It's not a city that has any kind of humidity in the air. It gets tough to grip the baseball. I've never held a Major League Baseball. I'm telling you, it's like a cue ball. They rub them up and everything, but I mean, it is insane how slick those things can be. And when you don't have the tackiness of the humidity in the air, which we are benefited in the city of Houston for the standpoint of, the pitchers, you could see the differences out there. And I just thought you saw it. And he was able to grind through it tonight and do his thing. They can do it tomorrow, but the question is, can they go out and do what they've done in the last couple of days? Oh, who, by the way, was the player of the game tonight?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I have a ton of choices to pick from. The question is, who am I going with? I think tonight I have to give it to Jose Altuve because he busted it open with a 3-run home run. And it was floodgates were open at that point. So we'll give it to Jose tonight. He's looking good. Things are coming along. The mechanics of the swing are good. 277 now in the season. OPS up to 764. That was his 11th home run of the season. Or 12th home run, excuse me. I don't want to short him one tonight for Jose Altuve. So congrats to him. Again, tomorrow night we will not have a show. But we'll be back Friday. So make sure you join me Friday night for the Locked On Astros Postcast after the series against the Angels. I hope you guys have a great rest of your now Thursday. We'll talk again Friday night after Astros and Angels.